I made a mistake in yesterday's video. I had said, and I'm sure I'm going to be getting comments about it. However, what I had said was, when we were looking at this piece right here, that I had thought that these pieces had to go somewhere on top here. Well, when I was watching yesterday's video, I was thinking, well, that's funny, they don't seem to want to fit anywhere. And all of a sudden it hit me. They don't go on top of this piece. They go on top of this piece in different places. Well, they're on the sprue now, so I can't make them fit. But anyway, the idea is, when one of these goes here, and then you put this one on top, it's sort of, when you're looking in from the side, you sort of can see, you know, the inside there. That's the way the hood was. It had this sort of almost like an enclosed walkway along the side. So that's kind of nice, actually. Anyway, I thought I'd better just, correct that. Yeah. Now, another thing. I did get a comment about 2 videos back, and first of all, let me say that before we got the Bismarck, way back about 22 months ago, we're waiting for the Bismarck to come, I was watching a guy, and his avatar was Aussie Trekkie, and Aussie Trekkie had done the Bismarck, and so I was sort of going along to see how he did it. And then I got a comment in a couple of videos back to remind me that Aussie Trekkie was also doing the hood now. Well, I knew that he had got the hood a few months ago. I knew that he had the Pontos upgrade kit with the wooden deck, and I watched that a few months ago too. And so I was kind of wondering how it was going, but now he's pretty much, you might say, at the same place we are. He's got his deck mounted down in the hull, and he's going to probably be doing the wooden deck, so I'm going to actually follow that along. Now, I know that a couple of weeks ago he was talking about, quitting doing videos. I sure hope he doesn't quit, because I think he's a very good modeler. I am not a good modeler. Aussie Trekkie is more of an artist. He is more, when it comes to being able to take putty and fill in cracks and sand it and smooth it out and make it look good. I'm not good at that. I'm just not. Anyway, he did say something that was kind of encouraging, and this is what he had to say.
Again, this is why I recommend putting decks in first before painting the hull to get the best bond that you can. And as you can see, I've got a lot of...
So there you are. It just goes to show you. Some people say glue your deck in first before you paint everything, and some people say no, paint your deck before you glue it in. I don't think there's a right or a wrong way to do this. Yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. I don't feel so bad now. If somebody like Aussie Trekkie says it's okay to put your deck in first, well, hey, I feel better already.
A few hours has passed here now, and I was just doing a lot of thinking about the fact that I've been doing these videos for several years now. And I'm noticing changes. One of the changes I'm noticing is that I am making more and more mistakes. In yesterday's video, I made another mistake that I just caught myself at now. And that was, I had said this.
There's 60 milliliters in one of these, whereas these little Tamiya things, the label's gone, but I believe they're 10. So you get 10 times as much paint.
What I meant to say was, there is 6 times as much paint, not 10. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of that lately. I'm starting to get worried about it.
Now, I have just made this up, and we are going to get to see it for the first time together. I don't want the sharp edges of the cardboard cutting the sides of the hull here. Okay, I think this is going to work. No, I didn't measure this, but I'm pretty sure it's about the right size. And I can well imagine that some of you observant viewers are probably going to notice that something looks different. Well, it is. I changed out the cloths that were under the hull, and the reason being, let's see if I can get that a little straighter. The reason being is that I knew that the deck tan overspray was going to get all over the nice white cloth there. They could have been maybe a little shorter this way, but you know what? I'm pretty sure that we're going to be able to spray in and get the planking covered here. Okay. Maybe I'll press just a little bit harder this time. The main thing is to cover up the detail that's, on the top of the hatches and everything. That's my worry. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest now. I think this wider one will probably be just right for the other ones. Let's just try it here for the fun of it. Yeah, don't need the tweezers. Yeah. Now this should be the last one. Come on. Okay, the other end of this part doesn't have to be painted. There's no decking on it at all, at least not teak planking. Okay, I just realized that I've missed one here. Right there. Okay, get rid of the ragged edge, and I'm just eyeballing the length here. All I want to do is just cover up those little latches that open and close the hatch. Okay. Now pretty well everything from here that way is planking. However, when you get in places like right here, there's no planking, so I just have to be mindful that I don't need to spray this. I suppose maybe would the smart thing be to mask that off a little bit? How hard would that be? Well, here's my thinking on it. let's say I do try to mask it off all the way around. Unless I was to do a perfect job, there's going to be a real defining line from where the dictan is to where there is no dictan. In other words, be quite a noticeable line there. And I think it probably might work out better if I just go along with the airbrush and let the overspray get where it's not supposed to be. And then when I'm going to use a brush, most likely, to paint over this area here, the dark gray or whatever we decide. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to try and mask it. Now my plan had been, I wanted to see if I could use this lens, which would enable me to have the camera further back and still be zoomed quite close to what I want to spray here. And then I'd be able to speak into the microphone because the camera would be way back, and that was the plan. However, this lens, and for those of you who are camera buffs, it zooms from 70 millimeter to 200 millimeter. Unfortunately, the closest that I can focus on something is 4 feet away. So this means that I had to have the camera too far back. The lens that's on the camera right now goes from 24 millimeter wide angle up to 120 telephoto. And I think it's probably going to work better because I can have it within about 17 inches or so of the subject. So when I zoom in, like that, we get in nice and close and you can actually see the planking. At least you should be able to. And my thinking is that I want to try something a little different here. I want to be able to take my airbrush and if possible, just go all around very, very delicately at maybe a much lower pressure, and just try and go in between some of these little places, instead of having the airbrush way back and doing sort of a big wide angle blanket spraying of everything. It's just a thought. I don't know if it's going to work. Yeah, it'd be kind of nice if right here, for instance, where there is where it's not needed, I can maybe just sort of just go along the edge, follow along the edge, if you know what I mean. That's the plan. Now, I spend quite a bit of time doing this. Right now it's about 3 minutes to 2. And I wasted a lot of time here with that other lens trying to make it work and trying to see how could I use it and so on. So once again, we're probably not going to do any spraying here. But I like to do this. To me, this is fun. As well as making the model, the aspect of being able to video it is fun. So yeah. I guess there's probably 2 reasons why I'm shooting this scene right now. I want you to know that I can get the top half of my head in the frame if I really try. And the second reason is I want to explain why it is that I want to have the camera so far back away from where I'm working here. Because when I've got the camera moved right in nice and close, I'm always kind of concerned, am I going to be getting overspray on the front of the lens, or anywhere on the camera for that matter? And I don't think it does, but excuse me, there might be some sort of abrasive quality in the paint that when I try to wipe it off the front of the lens, which I haven't had to do yet, but there could be some sort of quality that's going to sort of spoil the coating that's on the front of the lens. Now, I know someone's going to say, well, why don't you put a neutral density filter or something like that on the front of the lens, or a UV filter. Well, I do have one. It's actually on this lens right here, okay? What you're looking at is not the front of the lens, you're looking at the front of that UV filter. Anyway, enough technical data. We have run out of time here today, again. Didn't get anything done like I planned. I even went downstairs and I plugged in my airbrush. So the air hose. So I was planning on spraying today, and then I got sidetracked with audio and video. So thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow. And I don't see any reason why we won't be able to try and spray this tomorrow.